Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Get Out of Your Own Way. In this video I want to discuss the importance of having an inspiring goal to help you in whatever project it is you're setting out to do and to underpin the success that you want to create. In a previous video I talked about the importance of having a framework that underpins your success, and an inspiring goal is a central part of that framework. So we all know what the importance of having a good, inspiring goal is. It gives us direction. It's a target to aim for, and it helps us to focus on what's important and avoid the stuff that's not. So there's a fundamental difference between having a good goal and a bad goal. With a bad goal, you've got no support, whereas with a good goal, you have got support. It provides excitement, it's inspiring, it's motivating and energizing, and it supports you on the journey you're about to make. And that's what a good goal is important. Let's move on now and have a look at how we make an inspiring goal. So I'm going to suggest that we use the well-known acronym SMART, which gives us the key ingredients of a good goal. And I'll be adding my aha twist to that. And also I'll be giving you some tips for how you can make your goal particularly shiny, good and stretching. SMART. So the S is for specific. The more specific your goal is, the better. M is for measurable. Now you need to know that you've achieved it, obviously. A is for attractive. It has to be inspiring. The more inspiring, the better. And it keeps any resistance that you might have at the back of your mind at bay. So it's an important thing to have, inspiration. Has to be R for realistic. This is about getting the balance right between the goal being challenging and yet achievable. So you're out of your comfort zone, but not so far that self-doubt and confidence are starting to stop you from making progress. It's a bit like the tension in an elastic band. Too much and it will snap, and too little and it's flabby and lethargic and it won't go anywhere. And finally, T is for time bound. You need to have a finishing post and a deadline. So that's SMART. Just to give you an example and bring that a little bit to life in terms of making it for yourself, I'm just going to use an example from the Dream Academy. This lady was dreaming of swimming with sharks, believe it or not. And by the end of her session, the goal that she'd come up with is, I am face to face with great whites by January 2017. So I'm face to face with great whites by January 2017. Rather her than me. So let's check this goal against the criteria of SMART. It's fairly specific. You could argue that there's no location in it, and if you're interested, it was in a cage in South Africa. Is it measurable? Yes, she's going to do it. It's attractive. Oh yes, she really wanted to do it. A little bit scared, but she really wanted to do it. It was her dream. Realistic? Yes, she put in the considerations of how much she had to save for it, the holiday allocation she needed to make it happen, time she was going to do it, was all fed in so that she knew that she had a good chance and it was realistic that it was going to happen. Now let's move on, and you'll recall that I was going to give you some aha tips to help you shine your goal and make it the most inspirational it can be. So here are my 6 tips for making that shiny goal. First one is about writing it in the present tense. It really helps the subconscious to make it so if you have it in the present tense rather than the future. An important thing to have. The second point is use I. It's not an absolute, but you need ownership of a goal. So I helps you to give that ownership, and also it induces visual images. These are brain friendly and very good for the subconscious in terms of making it so again. 3. Now this is a really good question in terms of inspiration to ask yourself. And the question goes like this: on a scale of 1 to 10, how inspiring is this goal for you? And if your answer to that is below a 7, then you need to sort of ask yourself a follow-up question, which is, what would make it a 10? So you can start to think about the ingredients that are missing from your goal that will take it to that inspirational level of 10. 4 is this idea that a goal is never set in stone, it's yours. You can always make it brighter and shinier by polishing and tinkering with it. Point 5 is, write your goal down somewhere, whether it's in your wallet or on a screensaver. Some people do it, wherever it is, so you can read it as often as possible. And that gives you the opportunity to visualize what it's going to be like when you've completed this goal. And that really, again, brain friendly, helps your subconscious to make it happen. And point 6 is about measurement. So some of the goals, when I'm working with clients in coaching, sometimes they come up with a goal statement that doesn't have the measures actually implicitly in the goal. Obviously, we talked about that goal before, which was I am face to face with a great white. The measure with great whites, the measure is sort of implicit in that goal. But sometimes you form a goal, and I'll talk about my own goal actually, where the measurements aren't actually implicit. Now, putting the measurements, the kind of how will I know I've got there, aside as sort of bullet points as I put them, it gives you quick wins, and this can really help with reducing doubt and resistance that's happening. So they're really good, these little quick wins, and again, brain friendly. So let me share with you the goal I'm working with at the moment, which is I am delivering on my purpose by 2020. So my purpose in the world is to help people to be the best version of themselves so that they can have better lives. That's what my purpose is. So that's obviously not in the goal, but it's implicit, and I know it myself. But you can see within that goal, I'm delivering on my purpose, that there's no real hard and fast measures. So my measures are delivering 12 or more leadership workshops within that year, 2020, and working with 28 new coaching clients. That's my target to fulfill my purpose. And by doing that, I'm going to have this sense of fulfillment, pride, and satisfaction by doing it. So those are my sort of 3 measures. So I hope that makes sense. So that's it. In this video, we've covered why it's important to have a good, inspiring goal. We've talked about how to make an inspiring goal. And we finished off there with those 6 aha tips to make your goals extra shiny and inspiring, which is so vital for success. So thank you for watching. I hope you've got some insight there and some information that will be helpful for the projects you're about to set your mind to. Best of luck, and thank you.